Hi everyone, we're covering the poll results that we ran asking about what actions would stop something being an arm's length arrangement between a pharma company and a third party. Now I will say this is a complex area, particularly at the moment. It's not something we can resolve in the couple of minutes we have. The PMCPA are going to be running webinars on this, which I'd recommend you look at when they're available. Now there's been a lot of cases recently that can be broadly oversimplified into it is not arm's length if you've known too much about what is going on. When it comes to the options given, the majority of you in the poll said that it was between correcting all factual inaccuracies or correcting some factual inaccuracies that would stop something being arm's length. Now this is correct because the other options, choosing authors or choosing the people that are going to receive the resultant material, is going to stop something being arm's length because you are too involved. And this is from PMCPA guidance that I have put as a link in the comments. Between the factual inaccuracy corrections, most of you, 61%, said that it would not stop being arm's length if you're only correcting some inaccuracies, whereas 26% said it would not stop being arm's length if you were correcting all inaccuracies. Now, the majority of you, I understand why you chose that, because it makes sense, doesn't it? Arm's length means not getting too involved, means a light touch, just correct some things. In actual fact, the correct answer is that the PMCPA say that it is not necessarily going to stop something being arm's length by correcting factual inaccuracies, as long as you are attempting to correct all the inaccuracies in that. That seems straightforward on paper, but is actually a bit of a practical nightmare. First of all, what do you mean by factual inaccuracy? How far do you go with that? Clearly, if a number is wrong somewhere, that's an easy one to fix. But what if it's a material intended for patients and your drug is being described with a mechanism of action that's patient-friendly language but not quite correct? What do you do with that? We also know that there can be project creep on things at times, can't there? So the third party has come to you describing a project, asking for funding, and you've given it. You then do a technical accuracy check, and through that maybe you discover that they are now talking predominantly most positively about your product, or maybe something off-label has crept in. What do you do about that? You have to respect their editorial control, but now you've got your company's name associated with information that is potentially not quite in keeping with how we would normally do it, or is giving off-label usage information. That becomes very, very difficult to manage that relationship. You've presumably already given funding, you need to declare that. What do you do if there's other payments upcoming? What do you do with the material so far? So something on paper relatively clear, but in real life not so much. When is it too far? When are you knowing too much about it? When are you getting too much benefit? How can you say it's been arm's length if you suggest that they change things but they've got editorial control? How do you defend not changing something that might not be fully factually inaccurate but is not quite right? How do you do this? There are no clear answers as yet. This is a topic I've changed my mind on. I used to want to know a lot about what we were giving money to, because you do still need to do due diligence. There's still a question on how much you can find out, and it's due diligence rather than knowing too much, as the cases suggest. And with technical accuracy checking, now I must say that unless it's a very good reason to review something through your approval system, I would tend not to review things now if it was an arm's length arrangement. So say quite complex. Link to the guidance in the post, and keep an eye out for some more information on this coming from the PMCPA. Take care, and as always, comment below or ask me if there's anything else that you want to talk about.